Hi, and welcome to the full moon for March the 28th, 2021. My name's Corrie Thorne. I am the spiritual healer, the mystical, the oracle, the emotional consultant, emotional and the spiritual consultant. Sorry, I paused on that one for a moment. Oh, so today I'm coming in with what I thought was going to be a meditation. And I first have to calm my little bit of anxiety here because, or my not anxiety, my little sense of tension and anger that I just had with myself when I just recorded this whole channeled message and the microphone wasn't working. So I have a whole video recorded with just my mouth moving. Kind of been a part of the big healing journey of my life, feeling as if I wasn't being heard or what I had to say, what the channel was speaking wasn't being perceived. And that was a part of my life and a part of the pain of the journey that has taken me to kind of losing myself more than once. But here we go. So when I started meditating this morning, and I'm unsure where this is going to take us. When I started meditating this morning, I heard, "Can you feel it? Can you feel it?" And I've written this out because the message came early this morning and I'm supposed to be in my Hey Host Writers event right now, but I have to re-record, so this has to go out today. Can you feel it? And it's the pain in the body and the language that I've been speaking about through my work more than existing as I trained the level 4 class in becoming the light body worker, healer, coach, in encompassing all that what a light body includes and what it means to be a light body and a light body worker and the essence of our soul connection with our body and with who we are. But I also this message that came this morning gives full validation and full completion of my next program, the Diamond Effects, and all that I have downloaded over the past month, 2 months for the Diamond Effect. And so the soul language is what I coin in my more than existing, the soul language, the angel language that I didn't know I was learning. This untapped language that is written in ancient text in places, but it's not. It's drawn, it's sketched, and it's this essence of women. And all of this journey has come to me through the bathtub, and it's sitting in the bathtub in those places, and the meeting the beings of this world in such a magical way. I would never have thought that I would have been so open-minded, and so I wouldn't have been a few years ago to the alien energy or to the Palladian, to the luminaire energy. Like it's so many things out there, and this world is so big. But as I've been channeling since I was a little girl the energy of Jesus, and it's taken me years to kind of know that that was my soul self talking to me and the channel speaking to me. And so the soul, this is the message, and how the message comes and how we perceive it is going to be up to you. But first, I ask of you to take a breath and I ask you to breathe this through in a slow pace. In a slow pace. This is a slow energy. We're slowing down, and this is what light workers do: is that we're not going to be impulsive, getting people to think so impulsively. The soul over the soul over mind, not mind over matter. Mind is contaminated, and matter is manipulated by man. The soul is untainted, and to hear us is to hold the truth. To hear us and to hold the truth is to listen to the soul language, the body. The soul language is in the body, the light body and the soul body. When plugged into that self, we see what all should be. But you will always have the choice to choose. It is up to you. Talk to the pain. The heat and the cold is the fear and the faith. Pain, the pain is where God speaks, where God talks back, making nothing comfortable or easy. When we look at this life and we look at where we have been and how we've tried to be in such control, and we've just tried so hard to make things the way that we want them to be. Transformation truly needs to be able to know that in order for transformation to happen, there has to be an agent. There has to be somebody there to be working on behalf of all that is being asked of the light body energy, all that is speaking back to you. And it needs the body to, in order to have that language, in order to be able to speak and be able to be heard, that language is it needs an agent, a body, a human body, but a human body that has a contaminated mind and the essence of a soul that is not part of them, or the matter that is manipulated around us, and that matter that is manipulated by man is that we have turned the invisible world of fear to truth, and we have turned it into something that we can hold and that we think we can see, and we are manipulated by that. Transformation needs us. Just as the watchers had watched and then had that desire to turn that fear into matter, so do we. Compassion, I learned in Reiki a long time ago. Compassion is action. Compassion in Reiki, love is compassion in action. Reiki is compassion in action. What I've learned from that and the years that I've now passed beyond is that compassion in action is movement and flow. Stop and pause. Reflection. Reflection. Reflection is that you see in each other. When we're told to stop, pause, and reflect, as we reflect on our past, we reflect on the people that have been in our lives. We reflect upon where and how we were impacted, how we felt this before, how we felt this in our bodies, what it feels like to be jolted. But we have a world that is reacting and responding in that tainted energy of the fear because we are so far away from the heart, from the crossroads. We have this world that has truly encompassed that voice, that energy of that. If we are speaking of God and Jesus, we all have to think alike. We have created these foundations and formations where we come together in these networks that close the doors. Where in order to be this, in order to be a part of our closed door world, just as the woke is doing, just as the foundational, formational sense of connection to God and Jesus is that you have to be closed, that you have to shut down from other people and other views. But with this ability to be able to trust the soul language, you can bring it all home to you and you can listen. And you can listen to what you feel in your body. How does this make me feel? That anger that is a fear is not in any way helping this world become a better world. You've had many promises and seen these, and now seeing these promises be broken. You're now seeing where that whole fear to lead you is now where it has led us. As the soul language and as the angel language speaks through channel sketches, they have led me to this drawing. And this drawing looks like this and many others that then become formations of many other forms. You may be hard to see. But this drawing, what it says, and this was this morning, you will have to trust me. This storm will take a hold, this storm will take the world by surprise. Now, whether or not that storm is one of love or one that has destruction in it, we don't know. As a mystic, we don't go beyond there. We take the message and we trust that we have been given all that we need to be prepared for whatever is to come. The earth will break and crack, and you will be set free. Promise me you will stay in faith, was the message that came with this, as this is the language that comes from home, that comes from God, from the messengers, that God doesn't make it comfortable or easy. We are just wrapped in that love to know. So the mystical is the unseen love that is intertwined in threads of pain and the will to respond with the energy of grace, that return to the innocence, to understand the truth behind what we call strength, what we call strong, and that our lowest moments and our weakest moments can be that most defining moments that show us the strength and courage that we have within. This full moon has an air blowing in, a storm blowing in, a rise of something that's blowing into us. But in the eye of the storm, with faith, we start to see exactly what this is meant to be. Through the eyes of the child, I see me. Through my beautiful granddaughter who knows that she has to go through the growing pains, that she has to get those teeth come in, but it doesn't stop her from her movement, from her flow, that she still knows in the essence of her because she doesn't know to complain. She doesn't know to blame what is happening to her upon another. She knows that she has to trust that she has everything within her to be able to become, to grow, to evolve, that she knows in that sense of the unknown. So that intertwined energy is that we are not here to become a community of a collective of one in these little segregated little groups. That we, as the light and love of God, of Jesus, of the whole angelic world, of the divine feminine, is to be spread out. We're to be spread in these storms, and we are to be voices that are to be embodying of that light, that we still continue to walk each other towards the light, but not to be told or to be feared that we are not of worthiness to walk in the light or to hold that hand or to hold that light of Jesus, because we are not hidden behind those doors. We are so much more than that. We are so much bigger than that. This is the web. It's like a big spider web, like a big net, that when the storm comes, the particles of fear can go through, and that we can hold each other strong to allow it to go through. But what is the biggest? What is the most powerful? The love. We have been taught to fear the light, and we've been taught that fear is dark. But in that darkness, we will see how powerful our light can be if we can work from here and those particles that can go through. Are you willing to pay the price to be of service to that of another and have faith? This same love and light intertwines through you and provides for you. Why do you need to be someone to be somebody? Why is this still the desire that you may seek? Why do we need to fear somebody into being in our world, in our lives? This was the questions that came up. Why do we why do we fear somebody so much that may think differently, that may look differently, may be differently? And why do we have such a desire to manipulate people to come into our little closed little community and then close the door? Are you willing to walk by somebody and stop to be of service and not be fearful that they may not be of the right kind of person for you to help to for you to stand by. Why is your title more important than your integrity? Why is your title more important than your integrity? Why is who you think you should be, not who you are supposed to be, more powerful? This beautiful mystical world, this mystical energy is telling us to believe in something that we cannot see, to have faith, for we have given such power to the fear. And as we start to be able to move forward, and I read back again, can you feel it? The soul over the mind, not the mind over matter. The mind is contaminated, and matter is manipulated by man. The soul is untainted. And to hear us, to hold the truth, is to listen to the soul language. I am speaking to you, is what they tell us. That pain that you have, that pain that you have, that you are so reliant upon that outside world is holding us hostage. That pain has powerful messages from you, for you. Where in your life is the pain? Where in the life is there such pain that it is causing you to find comfort in the misery, in the anger? The most powerful thing that we can do is to transmute to a language of love. And I've been speaking that language for a few days, that we can have that love anger, to have a desire to do things for the right reason. That we are now here to understand the power of hope. Do you understand what hope is? That as these storms come, that hope and faith is something so powerful, that it is something that lives within us, that it is something that is here for us. And so the card that I had shuffled through in my first 33-minute message that I had given was eternal, mi amor. To ride the wave, to open our hearts, to open our heart center, to open up our community, to open up the doors to these worlds that we've created. To know that we have to ride that wave. The turtle energy, we call in the turtle. We call in the turtle spirit as Mi'kmaq First Nations, and diversity, and blend it in diversity and love. I am divinely dignified in the hands of God. I hold myself to this beautiful light as I send this beautiful message of love to you, to the world. I am that of my ancestors, but I am not my ancestors. I am blended in diversity. And why should we have to be defined by a title or a label? And this beautiful turtle energy, and where we come from in the turtle holds the power of the 12, the cycle, to come full circle, to be able to come home, to come back to us, to come back to the center. We are being told to slow down, that the threads and the fibers of us have been really conditioned to be able to think impulsively, so that our fear will ride over our faith, so that we will not have the same faith. And that fear rides through. And I had to trust, as I recorded this again, that the message that would be needed to be heard first may have been for me, as this one is now for the world. And this beautiful card is 18, which is 9, which is 3. The Trinity, the mind, body, soul connection. And that if we look at what true protection really means, and to ride that crossroads and to come home, is that the protection is not of the world out there, because we have been taught to fear. We have recently, over the last 100 years, we've truly been taught about the fear, to fear death, to fear death. It is eternal. Life is eternal. The soul is eternal. We are here to be taught fear of our human of ourselves and our fellow human. And we are being taught this fear story. And we have been manipulated and contaminated with this fear. to fear this world, to fear that we may not have a tomorrow, to fear that we may die. Your tomorrow is not guaranteed. So just as love is invisible and it is nothing, just as the unknown is invisible, love and the unknown are of the same energy. They are both dark matter. They are both out there. They are both everywhere. They are nothing and they are everything. And that's where our hope lays. Our hope is in that nothing, which has the possibility to become everything. That has the possibility to bring us into this beautiful, loving energy in order to walk the path to the unknown. Hope and faith comes with returning to love. Other than that, we have a fearful, impulsive desire to reach to be somebody, to become something, to have a title, to that claim to fame, to hold on to that identity of who you want people to think you are, to become a nothing, to become a nobody, gives you the opportunity to be in everything. And when we can intertwine as nobodies with nothing, we have that possibility to then become everything, to have those open energy, open doors. We need to have some sense of boundary, some sense of structure to hold the threads, to hold it together. But it is so far out here that we can't see it and we don't trust it, that it's going to hold us safe. We have to trust that this big web, it's safe enough. It is not here to capture us or to eat us. It is here to for us to join it, to connect to it, and for us to be able to ride this wave now, knowing that we are safe. For our soul self is telling us we are eternal. Your human body is not. We have this one lifetime as who you are today to become a nothing so that you can embody the light, so that the ego self can fly away and the ego can come in and guide us through Mother Earth, that the ancestors can teach us the way. But you have to be willing to become a nobody. We are a newbie. We are reborn to this new life, this new energy, this new world. But this transformation needs the new agents, needs you to be this new you, to be this fresh you, to be the person that can learn to understand that this body has now been to war and back, fighting, wearing an armor of the power of its of protection, of fighting off with words and thoughts of what you think others are. And the weapon of the tongue and the mind have become so powerful. And the turtle is reminding us to put it all down. That we can be in this world and we can be in that world. That this turtle has this innate ability to trust. And that when we heal the fibers of this intuition, of this instinctual ability to be able to trust, to not be impulsively making all of our decisions and our choices, which is exactly where more than existence channeled through. Slow it down at the turtle paste, at the turtle paste, not to being so impulsive with your thoughts, with your decisions. Think through. Slowing it down means coming home to the body. Is this serving my highest good? We're being asked, the soul self, questions, to question yourself, to question things. The light body and the soul body, when plugged in, when plugged into that self, we see all that should be. But you will always have that free will choice to choose. Will you let the mind and the past and all of that thought process of what you feel the world may have done to you stand in the way of what shall be? And you feel it. Love cannot be witnessed or seen, it is felt. And so your love, your passion, your love for a title, your love, you see how love is in the dark? You see how love has darkness? Your love for money, your love for getting your own way, for getting your wants met, has allowed you to fear that unknowing of what will happen if you don't. What will happen if you don't get that way? If you don't get to go that way? If you don't get what you want? Will you live in misery of that? Or will you allow in this light to give you what you need? For there is a storm coming, and we will have to ride this wave. The seas will rise, the water will rise. But you do know all of this is within us, right? That you are this body of water. The earth will break. Mother Earth brings forth all of the wisdom to tell us that everything that she has right to her core, and this earth that you so desperately seek to save, will you kill off your your humans? Is that whole Mother Earth energy that you're so desperately speaking of is all still inside of you as well? So you will turn on and you will become savages to each other. You will kill off the energy, the hope, the spirit essence of your neighbor, of your family, of your friends, of people you do not know. But you will tell me that you love all of Mother Earth. Think about this and think long and hard. As we come back into the heart and we bring things to the heart center, we ask of you to open your heart, to be more willing to, from the crossroads, as we return to the crossroads, to slow down, to breathe, to feel the essence of seeing the light in the dark, to know that when we can let the mind and body receive the healing that is needed, that those thoughts we bring to the heart, is this serving my highest good? And where do you feel that pain within your body? And with a slow breath of breathing in and breathing out, we talk to the pain. What do I need to feel? And what do I need to change to be the me that I want to see come into tomorrow? What do I need to feel? What needs to change for me to be able to feel the essence of who I want to bring into tomorrow? If I am so blessed to have a tomorrow, feel that energy. And then we ask for the light to bring that forth, to shine light upon the possibility of what tomorrow shall be, so that you can start to be able to see the possibility of what tomorrow's shall be, so that you can learn through feeling through the body, through the pain through the body, of all of what that unhealthy sense of love had done. And then we bring back to the heart love. And we ask for the divine Mother Mary to come in And we place the left hand to the heart and we feel the divine feminine, the softer, so that we can understand that to be weak is not a loss of strength. That our lowest moments can be our most defining moments. That in that weakness we see our strength, we see the courage that it takes to rise without that fear owning us. That we know where we have been, we know the pain of the past. And why do we want to inflict that upon somebody else now? Why do we want to bring that into our unknown future? Why do we want to bring that forward? And why do we want to repeat it? Why do we want closed doors and segregations? Why do we not want to open? What are we afraid of? Because this is where we are listening. And this world that comes through these screens looking at us, through the voice of a stranger that you do not know, you put such faith, but you fear the person that lives right here. You fear you. You fear being canceled. You fear not being the right for a certain organization. Why do we fear this? Where did you learn this? Because matter has been manipulated by man. Returning here to listen here. We ask of you to breathe out. I'm sorry, to breathe in and to breathe out. Breathe back in. As you breathe in, we pull up all of the beautiful energy of the ancestors to give us the messages of what we need to do. Freedom, to be set free. Trust, to trust us, to trust this. As we breathe out, we let go. Then we call in from above the beautiful healing energy of the divine feminine to bring us back to faith, to return us to the power of faith, of the invisible of faith, and to allow us to question why we can have such power in fear and why we've given fear such a life. It is just as invisible as the faith. And then from the ancestors and from the root of Mother Earth, we call up hope, and we let hope and faith sit into the heart. And as we ride through whatever shall come, that we learn the power of the soul self and how beautiful it is, and that we recognize the eternal, that we return to the cross, we return to the crossroads, that we have come full circle, that we are back to wholeness, that we have already been reborn. You've already returned to this new self. This is our new self. But because we have fear of the unknown and a desire to create a world that we think will keep us comfortable, but manipulation of the mind to all be all alike will hold us hostage of an even bigger life, an even bigger issue of down the road. Let's stop running from the pain. Let's stop suppressing. Let's deal with this in the now. Let's not be so impulsive to have it all now, for it to all be ours to have to hold. Let's set that thought free and know that all the protection that you need is within you, all right here. As you breathe in and you breathe out, we send this beautiful healing love. And as you breathe back in, hold the breath to the heart for 3. 1, 2, 3. That's peace. Breathe out. That's freedom. Breathe back into the heart. 1, 2, 3. That pause is peace. Breathe out. Let go. That's freedom. That's what it feels like to the body. And that's what it's reminding you of what it feels like to hold that, to feel that. to breathe that. And as you hold your hand to your heart, bring the eyes, the eyeballs, with the eyes closed, bring the eyeballs up to in between the eyebrows. Go a little cross eyed with a little giggle, a little childlike energy. And here we see possibility. Here we see a beautiful light illuminating, a beautiful violet flame that gives us the opportunity with the agent's transformation now to be able to walk through this light and into a life that aligns the mind, body, soul connection of love, of what peaceful, what a freed heart and a freed mind can actually bring forth with faith and hope, intertwined with all that we have experienced. We bring forth this beautiful healing. We feel this from the front to the back, that you are wrapped in love and protection and safety, and that everything that you need to encompass to be of true love and light is within here. And as you see illuminating white light, or you feel illuminating white light wrap around you, and as you breathe in and you breathe out, it also goes all the way in. That your true protection, what has always been protecting us all. We just have not been listening. We do not listen until it turns to pain, and then we question why. Why is this happening to us? They are asking, why did we not listen? Why did we ignore the warning signs that our body tried to give us? Each and every day, I invite you to start to learn the new language of listening to the soul. And as you take one more deep breath in and you breathe out, we bring you into the awareness of the body. And as you breathe in, we bring awareness to the human body. As you breathe out, we fall back from the human body, fall away to the soul. Fall in by breathing in. Breathe in. And breathe out, we fall back. Breathe in, we come in. Breathe out, we fall back. Let ourselves rest and pause to reflect. And through the eyes of those I have made my enemy, I see me. And as we breathe in, through the eyes and the essence of being able to see within me, I see that the soul in me is the same soul that is in each and every one of us. And today, they set us all free with hope and faith to ride this wave of much love. To the here and now, namaste, much love, and allow this beautiful full moon to light up those areas where you are truly believing darkened your soul. And know that the soul is always illuminated with love. And for that, they bring you healing. Much love. Namaste.